Yo, what's good? Wanted to get in on more from the Legends Only League. Saturday we had the thing with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, and it ended up being a good overall event. How it was packaged, how they, produced the overall event in reference to the fights that they had on the card, and of course the main event with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. So, given the comments made after that fight, that Mike Tyson will, basically do it again, who will he fight next? And also, what would be, a good idea as far as like who, as a legend or legends, would be a good matchup to make next. Immediately after this fight between Tyson and Jones, it may have been suggested that Tyson fights Holyfield, but it would depend on Holyfield's status at this particular juncture. So you have that, and also it was mentioned that Shannon Briggs could have been a potential opponent for Mike Tyson, which would probably give a good amount of interest leading into that particular fight. But you also have potential fights that could be made as a main event, but you just would depend on the overall interest in those fights. One thing that was mentioned is if Shannon Briggs does not get a fight with Tyson, then maybe we need to see Shannon Briggs against Vladimir Klitschko. Put him in the ring. We all seen the antics between those two, whether it was in a heavyweight factory or out in some type of restaurant or out in some type of lake. But people wanted to see that fight. So why not have the fight on Legends Only League, right? So that's one suggestion. And the other one is at heavyweight, one fight that we did not see in the 90s and that up until this present time, people are still talking about these two fighters. Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe. That's right. So after this event, you had Lennox Lewis give some comments, and he said that, maybe he feels like he could, step in the ring if he's motivated enough. But we know, at least from a while, back or whatnot, that Riddick Bowe wants to get his hands on Lennox Lewis. We kind of seen that back in December. What was it? Leading up to that first fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, when they had Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis on the same stage, and like Riddick Bowe wanted to get a piece of him. It was almost like how you had Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. Ooh, that Joe Frazier. But yeah, we gotta have that fight, son. I don't care. Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe. We gotta make that fight happen somehow, yo. So I think that's something that could potentially be another part of the Legends Only League. So that's what I got, man. Like, we need to have those fights. Shannon Briggs against Vladimir Klitschko, and Lennox Lewis against Riddick Bowe. Share your thoughts on what other matches could be made for the Legends Only League. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.